Fireworks CS3 contains some improvements to the Layers panel and other little features in the interface. Let's deal with a couple of the Layers panel features. For instance, this is a Photoshop document that's been brought into Fireworks. You'll notice that it's come in intact. It's a whole bunch of little layers that were all created in Photoshop. And also there are slices in here, and you'll notice that, for instance, I've got the Aquo logo here, and it's got a Photoshop Live effect. And I can take that off if I want, and that was applied in Photoshop. And these effects, if they're not editable in Fireworks, will be preserved as a bitmap. So there's a couple of things that, you got to be aware of. Here's another one. This little image down here, this, if you'll notice up here, has the pin light effect. The pin light was applied in Photoshop. I can change that back. So I can change that back to normal so that the image looks like it should look. And these are the commonly used blend modes used in Photoshop, are now supported by Fireworks. There's a lot of them here. Okay, so I'm not going to go through them all, but just keep in mind that the commonly used ones in Photoshop are now supported in Fireworks. Other little aspects of the layer panel, which are kind of neat, is if you lock one layer, all the sublayers get locked as well. And if I turn off the visibility of it, so do all the sublayers attached to it. If I unlock it, all the sublayers are unlocked. You can move the layers up and down. You can do all kinds of neat little things with them. Another little feature of the Layers panel is one that a lot of existing Fireworks users will greet with a bit of joy. That is this one here. If I had a new layer, and I've just clicked on the Setup layer, and I'm just going to say on top of Setup, and I click OK, that's exactly where it went, on top of Setup. In the past, new layers that were added got added to the top of the layer order. So there's quite a bit you can do here, quite a bit you can do. There have been some major and some serious improvements for all of us in the Layers panel. Other little aspects of the application have changed. In the Windows menu, there is a color palette. In the Others area, now the color palette is brand new and it's pretty slick. And what it does is it not only allows us now to choose color by RGB, CMYK, HSV, HLS, we can mix color, and we can even blend color. So if I want to change from this rather bright pink to a more sedate color, say a brownish green, I can get the range of color. And I can set how many steps I want for it and things like that. The other thing I can do, of course, is select a color. So if I'm not too sure of what this color, this green is here, I can just click on this color chip and just say, look, make it that color. And you can see that it comes in, and it gives me the nearest web equivalent. So the color palette is another change. Symbols. There's a new type of symbol in the world, and I'm going to create a brand new document here, and I'm going to make it 200 by 200. Now, symbols in the past were buttons and movie clips and things like that, but one of the more common problems that we had with symbols was that they were very difficult to change, not anymore. If I create a symbol now, and I'm just going to move this palette over here, there we go, and I want to, say, create a prototype for a Flex presentation, I can bring all sorts of these little things, these little Flex widgets in, and these are active live symbols. Now, other things that I can bring in are ones that I create myself. And I've got a couple here. These are called rich symbols. And so if I've got a text field symbol here and I bring the text field in, you'll notice it says default. And I'm going to make a copy of it. I'm going to pull a copy down. And one of the additions now is the Symbols Property dialog box. And Symbols Property dialog box is available out of the window menu. So if I select the symbol instance on the canvas, I can change the name to text. And you notice that it changed. Now if I select this one, you notice it's still default. So I can change this to more text. So symbols are now editable live on the stage using the Symbols Property dialog box. There is a lot under the hood that's been added to Fireworks, and it's just a spectacular release. I think you're going to have a lot of fun playing with it. Please feel free to explore.